as someone who uses the internet, if I go to a page and it's like just not loading, I'm not going to stay and wait 10 seconds for it to do that. I'm going to go to the next one down in the search list.
Clear visuals, all the other stuff as well that really make the user want to use your service or buy your product.
Showcase real experiences, give some personality to, your author bios, add some personal stories to there.
So that page then is now doing the entire job of converting the user, and so it needs to have good images, clear headlines, you said. It needs to load fast, as we've always said. Don't use full videos on your website.
No.
Like link them via YouTube or something. Just put the URL in there, because that is crushing your website. Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Inside Digital. Today we are battling and talking about the Google Core update, the most recent one. And just the general awareness and cutting through the noise of how, obviously, algorithms are scary and we don't really know what they are, but we have done some research ourselves. We now know sort of what we can do to help websites like e-commerce, just general school websites, informational website, blog posts, all that stuff as well, to help you rank on Google and just get better. Just get more traffic to your website, really, as much as possible.
Do everything better, basically.
I'm here with Nick. He's a project lead here at Tidus Consulting, and we're just going to talk about what happened, what you can do next, and we can all pray.
We can all pray that the algorithm doesn't kill us.
Exactly.
No, and I think, like, as you've said already, like when an algorithm update like this comes about, people really panic. Like, people start to really question what it is they're doing and what they have done, and if it's going to perform in the same way that it has done. Largely speaking, you don't need to worry, but obviously with these, Google does start to weigh things a little bit differently, and there are new things that come into play that they like a bit more and reward a bit more, really.
Yeah, but definitely, yeah.
What we talk about with these is that the core stuff you should be doing anyway to promote your business, to have good pages, to appear well in search results, are kind of like update proof in a way. Like these are the foundational things that are always going to be relevant and are always going to be helpful to you. So whatever we say here is just not really a quick fix. They're going to have longevity. They're going to work for a while, and there are key things that all websites should have. Exactly, things you should be doing and should continue to do in any case.
Yes.
So
definitely.
Just breaking it down then. So what actually happened? So in this update, so things that will affect all businesses in this instance. So Google has doubled down on the rewarding experience-rich, helpful, original content. It kind of ties into Google's like core mission statement of being able to serve any user with the relevant content at the right time, that kind of thing. So as a result of that, so low effort AI articles, interesting finally, that's getting acknowledged. And recycled blog posts have lost traction. I think that's a good thing. Me being someone who works in SEO should be saying, oh no, that's awful, but I'm a personal advocate of the internet actually being useful and containing information that is actually useful.
With the meteoric
to
rise of AI, it feels like it's becoming less helpful.
There's a lot of slop, isn't there?
There's a lot of slop, and that's obviously very much talked about on the internet, across the internet.
So then within that, tying into that, making sure that those blog posts written by AI and like mass-produced stuff is losing traction. Strong EEAT signals, will summarize that as, trustfulness and credibility. Those signals across key niches are now kind of, again, like now more than ever, weighed higher than the others, really. So taking all of that then, and then thinking about what you can do next. The first thing I think that anyone aiming to improve their SEO is doing is obviously creating blogs and articles to provide useful content.
You need that content on your website, don't you? And it needs to be helpful. So the first recommendation always, if you're getting serious about SEO, is if you've got blog content already, review that or review your content hub. And I like these words here: prune, combine, or upgrade outdated articles. It's just giving things a general refresh and getting rid of old tat. It's that process, really. So our recommendation on how you manage that is to
have a look at kind of all the blog content you've got, and to first prune those, leverage the free analytics tools to understand exactly how well those blog pieces are doing and make your judgment from there. So use Google Analytics to see all of the traffic that's going to those individual blog pages. Use Google Search Console as well if you want, in my opinion, more accurate data, but it'll only be organic data.
Yep.
Anything that has never really had many impressions and never really many clicks, you should really do something about that. So if you've got content that's similar within that bucket of stuff that isn't performing, consider combining that and using that as your opportunity to create new bits of content that are better, frankly, just better. We can talk a little bit about what makes content better, but that's quite a big topic, I think. So consider combining those, because if you have one good bit of content that actually serves useful information to your users as opposed to many micro pieces that aren't really achieving anything, that will always be better. And if we go off of what Google considers good, that is more relevant, that is more useful. And if there's no scope to really combine any of that, or if it's old content that is outdated and that there's a time limit on that, say if it's a piece of content about a local sewage pipe burst from 2013. That's a really random example. Just
quite niche,
plucked that out of my head. Get rid of it. Like no one needs to know that anymore. No.
That's it, isn't it?
And you're not going to be getting new traffic for that. Just bin that stuff off. So make your best judgment, but be careful not to like ruin anything that is obviously performing well. Like with that prune and combining approach, try not to reinvent the wheel for bits of content that you've got that are bringing in traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess some of these content might have links in them as well that you can't remove too quickly because they might be links to other places on your website, other people's websites.
You've got to be careful with that stuff. So don't reinvent the wheel for the stuff that's working too much. And I think then for making new content, to put it simply, I think we would always encourage that the content you're creating genuinely addresses the common how, the what and the why questions that people in your industry or niche would be searching for products or services within that, because that gives you an opportunity to, like I say, create content for those exact search queries that people are using. So use tools like Also Ask to understand what people are searching for.
There's now obviously the AI overview on Google. With people asking more long queries, not just quick queries. They're actually asking questions now properly. Yeah. And you want to technically, at the moment, you want to appear in those AI reviews because that's going to be the first that come up, and a lot of people do trust them, I'd say. Yeah. So your blog content is super relevant and helpful, then you're going to appear there and seen, and it does link to your blog post as well.
Exactly.
So it's helpful. It's almost position zero on Google these days.
It's a good term for it.
Yeah. So it's just try for that.
And to create content that does that, just embody your user. Think about the stuff that they actually would need to know about your products and service, and just make the pieces around that. If you're not doing, your competitors will be doing that.
And one of the showcasing real experiences, and that's another thing with the whole what happens. Low effort AI articles are being sort of, and recycled blogs are just being shunned. They want real experiences. That's what Google's looking for.
They want authenticity.
Exactly. Like real author bios, personal stories, quotes, photos, all the stuff that you probably put on Facebook. Stuff like that. That's actually real, authentic stuff that is also helpful to the customer or the person that you want it to be seen by.
Exactly.
It's just Google are now edging towards all that stuff. That will then ironically get you into the AI overview because you're trying to avoid AI to get to AI to want you. But it's just that thing that you are trying to please them with authenticity.
Exactly, and it's your opportunity as well to inject some personality into the content you're creating too, with more author bios, personal stories. But it also has a genuine sales use case as well. So by showcasing real experiences, such as including testimonials within that or customer stories, you're social proofing and giving credibility to what you're writing, but you're also showcasing those real experiences that Google are now favouring in this algorithm update. So there's no real reason not to if you can. It's good CRO practice, as you know already.
The reviews, they almost do the writing for you, don't they?
Well, they do, exactly.
If you have a product listing and you haven't got a lot of stuff to write about it, that's okay. You need more, but you the reviews are on there to
Yeah.
add content,
Yeah.
and they are probably better content than you're ever going to write because it's real stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that helps it.
And with that, you're doing the whole show don't tell thing. Like you're showing exactly how amazing your customers think you are, because you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, show them that.
Show them you're awesome.
Exactly. Don't hide it.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
Google want to see that too. So
Yeah. And I think another thing that's kind of like algorithm proof that's always going to be important is actually just improving that page experience. So from a technical standpoint, this will sound really basic and it sound like we're teaching you to suck eggs, but having pages that load faster, perform better. I know mine blown and everything like that, but really,
it's a psychological thing, isn't
it? But really, you know, it has a big impact on where you appear in terms of like organic rankings if you're thinking about SEO. But having a page load way too long is just gonna break the user experience.
Yeah,
like,
it really
people,
is. Yeah.
It goes without saying, but people do not have the patience for that anymore.
The attention spans are 0.0001.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
I, as someone who uses the internet, if I go to a page and it's like just not loading, I'm not going to stay and wait 10 seconds for it to do that. I'm going to go
So
to the
true.
next one down in the search listing. Like, people won't wait around for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be that unique unless, I don't know, unless you're Amazon, and people might wait 10 seconds if their desktop page
you've already done the
loaded
work to
fast
make
enough.
them wait in a way.
Exactly.
Sort of but yeah, if you're new to them and it's their first experience with you and it's not appearing for them, it's not working how they expect it, you've lost their interest, and that's
Totally.
it, isn't it? So,
It would be devastating, yeah. And then with that, improving that page experience, clearer headings is a big one, you know, specifically if you're e-commerce and you're selling a product or a service, you want people to be able to come to that page and know that they're in the right place straight away. Like, make it so clear in like the product title or the page title what it is exactly that page is trying to do. If it's for, shall I think of another random example?
Go in.
If it's for llama yoga in the Cotswolds,
perfect.
you want that as your page title.
Yeah. That page better load fast as well.
Yeah.
Because I want to be there.
Yeah, I want to do llama yoga.
That sounds great. Yeah, that sounds really good.
But keep it so specific so people have no doubt when they get to your page. You know, with a lot of the businesses we've worked with in the past, there'll be service pages we go to. You'll get in the page and you'll be like, wait, what actually is this? Like, is this, you know, is this are they getting, do you want your customers to sign up here? Do you want them just to read and learn a bit more? Like, what's the intention behind this? So make sure that isn't ambiguous whatsoever. And that just generally comes back to the whole process of, you know, just making sure your page
works.
Well, genuinely helpful.
Helpful. Yeah,
you know, you work with on a lot of CRO stuff for like our clients and stuff like that. So you have first-hand experience of getting rid of the junk on a page and making it sleek and cleaner.
Yeah, that's it. Because if a page isn't like, we do a lot of PPC campaigns as well, and we take the user obviously through the ads to the page, and the ad's done its job, but then the page needs to do its actual job to convert the user. Otherwise, what's the point? So that page then is now doing the entire job of converting the user, and so it needs to have good images, it needs to have a clear headline, as you said, it needs to load fast, as we've always said, clear visuals, all the other stuff as well that really make the user want to use your service or buy your product, sort of thing.
Make it feel modern and sleek. You know, people are so picky and discerning around what feels good and what feels cheap, and people don't stick around for the cheap stuff on the internet. They treat it like a shop. Like, you don't go. It sounds really brutal to say, but like, you know, what's a good example here? Like, if you're walking down the high street, would you want to go into? Gosh, I can't give an example. That sounded really pretentious. Like, good shop versus bad shop. I don't want to name brands because that sounds really bad. But like, almost treat it like
shop A.
Treat it like a shop end. You know, make it feel in the way that it needs to feel to resonate with your audience. You know, if you're going for blue chip clients or you've got your ICP as people that are quite wealthy, it needs to feel premium. And I think feeling premium, regardless of what the offering is so important, because people don't want that old tacky. They don't want to feel like the site is older than them.
No, exactly, no. And I think what Google is doing in this algorithm update is trying to be as human as possible.
Totally.
It's thinking like, with its 30 years of experience. It's thinking like we are, and it wants experiences like you do, like we do, and I think so. It's going for that angle, and it now knows, because of the whole rise of AI, there is stuff on there that isn't quite human.
No.
So yeah, it's definitely thinking more like a human. I was trying to. It's an
Yeah.
algorithm, but it's trying to, and it's technically AI. But yeah, it's interesting to see.
Do you know what's just taking me back? The fact that Google Search is 30 years old.
Yeah, that is wild, isn't it?
Oh my God.
It's just our lifetime. In our lifetime, we've had the rise of the internet, the rise of Google and the internet and stuff like that, and the rise of AI. We've had a generation. That's what it is. Yeah.
My word, that's madness. So just moving on from that, then I guess this ties back into the blog content around making good stuff and making sure it feels fresh, but actually refresh your content calendar to focus on unique stuff. It's so hard to be truly unique. We get that, but explore ways of actually making it fun and interesting. Do something different with that. Look at what your competitors are doing. Don't rip it off, but do what they're doing and do it better. Basically.
Yeah, so it's learn from them, really.
Yeah.
What you can.
Basically, yeah.
But it's a hard one when it comes to content because everyone's doing it every millisecond. It's literally since we've been talking now, there's millions of pieces of thousands of bits of content shoved on the internet right now about your specific product or your specific niche in a way.
Yeah.
So it's obviously hard to keep up, but you have to be in it to win it.
You do. You've got to play the game.
Yeah, play the game. And you've got to update or keep up to date, with these updates, with these core updates, because otherwise you won't fall short, but you're going to quickly slip down the slide and then it's going to be hard to catch up.
Yeah.
So, it's why we do these sort of things, to help you guys as much as possible update your websites quickly and efficiently.
Yeah.
So you can make the most of the traffic hitting the website.
Exactly that. Yeah, brilliant. So just to this is a bit of a whistle-stop tour. Obviously, we could talk for hours about this if we needed to. But just to review what we've spoken about then. So just review your existing content and prune, combine, or upgrade what you've already got. That will communicate to Google that you are operating, you're functional, what you're creating is fresh, they should care about it, people should care about it. Showcase real experiences, give some personality to, your author bios, add some personal stories to there. Testimonials are such a natural segment into doing that, into doing that. It kind of, as you've said, Tom, those testimonials will do the talking for you, and they really will stand out on a page. So important to include. Like, improve the actual page experience. Think about that load time. Don't let it be too long. There are free tools out there. Some of them are a little bit misleading because they'll take a snapshot of what your performance was like at one point in time, and then they'll use that as an average for what it always is. But if you can navigate to your site on a modern device, like any up-to-date smartphone, really, most of the modern laptops and computers are fine nowadays. But if things are loading genuinely fast just by using them, you're probably fine. Don't get caught up in the other metrics that things like Google's. I've forgotten the name of the tool now. It's been renamed to something recently. I've forgotten it.
The Page Insights?
It's been renamed to something. I can't remember what it is. Yeah. Anyway, don't get too obsessed with the numbers.
Even to fix those sort of things, there are some quick fixes to get a faster loading website in there. Images. Some of the images are bloating your website.
Yes, compress your images.
Yeah, that's one of them. But that's probably one of the main ones. Yeah. Compress your images, and don't use full videos on your website.
No.
Like link them via YouTube or something. Just put the URL in there, because that is crushing your website.
Yeah, really. If somehow the banner video on your site is 7 gig somehow, if your CMS has let you do that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And if your images are hundreds of megabytes large, please condense those. The quality loss is worth it. But just make sure that your headings are really clear. Make sure the user feels like they are in the right place when they go to your page. Make it really clear what it is that page is doing and what you do, and just improve those visuals. Make sure you're aiming for premium experience, something that feels easy to use and doesn't feel dated or lagging,
and try and answer the questions people are asking with those visuals as well. Is that a really helpful thing? Just the benefits of that product, for example. Just have someone using it, even someone, if you have a product of a trolley in a white space, that's great. But then also have it with someone else, because then someone can gauge the scale of that product as well. Imagine them using it in a way. So you're just answering those questions that people are asking just through visuals as well. But also through the page copy. So.
Exactly. And then finally, just when you're refreshing your content with your content calendar for what you might want to create in the future, just focus on actual unique stuff. Fun and engaging. don't be afraid of the more niche stuff, because you can still get traffic for that and it'll still provide value to people. But yeah, that's kind of our tips on businesses of any size can adopt, and things that you should be doing anyway. Obviously, there's so much more to that you can and should be doing, but
Yeah,
this
100%.
is just our whistle-stop tour of that.
But yeah, so the Google algorithm will change again. But as I say, what we're saying right now won't change for a long time. These are always things that you need to keep updating and looking at. And just refreshing. But the next update, as I say, it feels more human, this one, but it's trying to be human, I guess, because of AI. But yeah, that could change, flip on its head again, because AI might surpass, and then we'll get better at that, and we'll get better at using it and all the other stuff. So it's always a journey, but it's an exciting one as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Cheers.